There are lots of different ways to structure your ad account and a lot of different ways that people have been teaching to structure ad accounts for a very long time. I want to show you the structure that's worked best for us recently. So you can go ahead and model it, whether you're in e-commerce, lead generation, selling a small product, selling a service, whatever it is. This structure has been working for us very, very well recently, and I want to share it so you guys can go ahead and implement it. So let's get right into it. First things first, making sure you choose your right objective. As always, if you're getting leads, leads. If you're looking for sales, sales, of course. Don't mess around with awareness, traffic, or any of the other ones unless you're doing them for a very specific reason. And what we've actually seen working very well is a lot of dynamic creative. So what we actually like to set up a lot of ad accounts as, whether it's a brand new test or it's a brand new ad account that we're coming in and working on, is so we'll set up a lot of this dynamic. So we'll do our general campaign name. We won't do CBO when we're starting. We'll keep it really simple. And then we'll go with a more broader audience. So depending on who or what you're targeting, what I would recommend doing is filtering in that age range that you know is your best customer avatar. So let's say for us it was 25 to 43. Let's say men were our best avatar. And I wouldn't really recommend putting in many other interests past that, especially when you're starting or for new creative or copy tests, because that's most of the time what you should be testing. And then from here, it's a good idea to go ahead and flip on dynamic creative. What this is going to do is it's actually going to allow you to upload up to 10 different creatives for Facebook to shuffle around and optimize for what works best. From there, as far as budget goes, depending on what your product or service is, this is going to vary a little bit. But what I would recommend is a starting budget of around 30 to 40, maybe even 50 bucks. So I'm going to start around $37 and we'll go next. And then from here, this is where things get really, really cool. And a lot of people don't leverage dynamic creative enough, but it's a really powerful tool and it actually gets very, very good results. So what I would recommend doing is if you're doing a new test or once again, you're launching something new, I'd recommend choosing up to, I would choose between 3 to 7 different images. So say we choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's usually a good sweet spot. Now what Facebook is going to do is it's going to shuffle between these different images and it's going to give you the best results based off of that. Now this has been working so well for us, even for new tests. I'm a really big believer in isolating variables, but it can tend to get a little bit expensive. So if you're being cautious of budget and just generally speaking, this has been working really, really well for us recently. Even though Facebook isn't going to drive most of the budget to these, at first it's going to give a little bit of spend to each one. And whichever one gets the best results or the best reaction at first, then it'll start sending more spend to the one that it thinks is going to be a winner. And I'll show you an example now. So here's an example of one for us that worked really, really well. And if you're curious to see how your dynamic creatives are actually performing, just go to breakdown and then image, video, and slideshow. You can also go to dynamic creative element and then select that here. What's great about this is when we launched this ad initially, and I believe we launched it on the 31st. Yeah, so we launched it initially. 30 cents is how much it had spent, and it wasn't really sending the traffic to all of them but 2. Then on the first day of spend, you can see all the other images are popping in here. It sent at least a few dollars to each one, but it noticed this one doing the best, so it sent more budget here. 2 sales at 13 bucks a pop. That's pretty good. The next day, this one actually didn't get any sales, which is fine, but because those first 3 days, you got to leave it to optimize and you got to leave it to do its thing. So it's totally normal if in this case it didn't get any sales yesterday. But then you can see again today, it's already gotten those 2 sales, 8 bucks a sale, and it's starting to work very, very well. And more of the budget is going to start to go to this one because it's getting more of the results. This is a really easy setup. It's a really simple thing that you can do. You just got to have a lot of creatives to be testing, because if you're testing between 4 to 7 or 3 to 7 every single time, you got to have a good backlog of creatives ready to go. So try this different structure out. Let me know what you think. Let me know how it goes for you. And if you want more resources to help grow your business through paid advertising, just check the description below. I'll see you in the next video.